Hi everyone, welcome back to the Web3 channel. My name is Zach. In this video, we're looking specifically at cryptocurrency news. Of course, the channel is about crypto, NFT, and metaverse news. But in this video, we're looking at Fidelity Investments because they have recently come out with a document showing how they believe Bitcoin is a really good and superior form of money. That being said, let's go through who they are. Fidelity Investments, commonly referred to as Fidelity, American multinational financial services corporation based in Boston. Company was established in 1946, and so on. So this is a very big deal as far as I'm concerned when it comes to this is an investment firm, right? And so it's very, very well looked at. Looking at a few pages of their recent document, we can see what they're trying to say here, and I think this is important when it comes to institutional and just general, I suppose, adoption to the space. Looking at Bitcoin first, this is from fidelitydigitalassets.com, why investors need to consider Bitcoin separately from other digital assets. Let's go through what is being said here. So, the executive summary is the following. Once investors have decided to invest in digital assets, the next question becomes which one. Of course, Bitcoin is the most recognized first ever digital asset, but there are hundreds and even thousands of digital assets in the ecosystem. One of the first concerns investors have regarding Bitcoin is, as the first digital asset, it may be vulnerable to innovative destruction from competitors such as the story of MySpace and Facebook. And another common consideration surrounding Bitcoin is whether it offers the same potential or as essentially altcoins, right? So in this paper, they're proposing the following. Bitcoin is best understood as a monetary good, and one of the primary investment thesis for Bitcoin is the store of value asset in an increasingly digital world. It's also fundamentally different from any other digital asset. No other digital asset is likely to improve upon Bitcoin as a monetary good because Bitcoin is the most related to other digital assets, secure, decentralized, sound digital money, and any improvement will necessarily face trade-offs. There is no necessarily mutual exclusivity between the success of the Bitcoin network and all other digital asset networks. Rather, the rest of the digital asset ecosystem can fulfill different needs or solve other problems that Bitcoin simply does not. Other non-Bitcoin projects should be evaluated from a different perspective than Bitcoin because, and this isn't what they're saying, but from my opinion at least, and this is not financial advice, always do your own research, but Bitcoin just simply serves a different underlying value to other cryptocurrencies, especially, well, pretty much almost every cryptocurrency, like Ethereum, Solana, etc. Bitcoin should be considered an entry point for traditional allocators looking to gain exposure to digital assets. Again, nothing in this video is to be considered financial advice. This is just me looking through what Fidelity is writing out here. Investors should hold two distinctly separate frameworks for considering investment in the digital asset ecosystem. The first framework examines the inclusion of Bitcoin as an emerging monetary good, and the second considers the addition of other digital assets that exhibit venture capital-like properties. So what is Bitcoin? It is beyond the scope of this paper to provide a detailed explanation of Bitcoin, of course. However, we do think it is important to emphasize some of the basics that are necessary to understand how Bitcoin has maintained a competitive advantage in the quest to represent the de facto non-sovereign monetary good of the digital asset ecosystem. One of the most confusing concepts for those who are new to Bitcoin is understanding the word Bitcoin can refer to two related but distinctly different things. There is Bitcoin, the network or payment system, and then there is Bitcoin, the token or asset. To help avoid confusion, we will adopt the standard of capitalizing Bitcoin by referring to the network and using a lowercase character for Bitcoin, the token or asset. It was first an idea that was set out to solve the problem of creating a truly peer-to-peer electronic cash system, although we can transact in the physical world without an intermediary using cash. Until Bitcoin was invented, this was not possible digitally. This idea was put into practice by writing code. So of course we have online banking, PayPal, etc., all going through an intermediary. Therefore, Bitcoin is just code, and Bitcoin, the network, is made of millions of computers all running this identical Bitcoin software, again simply and very similarly to how the internet works in some ways, of course. This code acts like a protocol and provides the rules that govern the Bitcoin network. This network operates a payment system where users can send and receive a digital token, also called Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is not compatible with other networks. Anyone can leave or join the Bitcoin network as long as they follow the core rules. Anyone that tries to change the rules without the consensus of enough of other participants will be excluded from the network. Okay, let's continue going forward. Why we believe Bitcoin is best understood as a monetary good. What is money? We believe money is a tool that allows exchange rather than barter. Throughout most of history, we have seen humans iterate in search of the best representation of money. A monetary good is a good that is tradable for its tradability for other goods, not its consumption. or use. Throughout history, various goods have been used as money, such as shells, bread, stones, fur, and wampum, which leads to the question, why do some things become treated as a monetary good while others do not? Economists and historians suggest the answer lies in a number of characteristics that make good money. The more characteristics a good possesses, the better it can serve as being money. Bitcoin clearly possesses a lot of good qualities of money, combining the scarcity and durability of gold with the ease of use, storage, and transportation of fiat, even improving on it. It's also worth noting that just like other monetary goods, Bitcoin is not a company. It doesn't pay a dividend or have cash flows. Therefore, its values must be derived from the ability to better fulfill the characteristics of a monetary good compared to the traditional alternatives. So its value is driven by enforceable scarcity. One of the greatest characters of Bitcoin properties as its scarcity. Not only is Bitcoin scarce, Bitcoin's current inflation rate of 1.8% is roughly equal to gold inflation rate at the moment, but unlikely gold is provably finite. There will only be ever 21 million Bitcoin. No other digital asset possesses an immutable monetary policy on the level of Bitcoin. In other words, Bitcoin's monetary policy may be viewed as the most credible. But how is Bitcoin's scarcity? Its 21 million supply cap enforced. Two key characteristics underpin its credibility and are necessary to understand the Bitcoin's enforced supply cap, as well as why it is distinct from every other digital asset. The first is Bitcoin's decentralization. No one person, corporation, or government owns or controls the Bitcoin network or the rules that govern the network. As a completely decentralized network that is running open source code, the participants in the network must adhere to the code rules that govern this network. The 21 million supply cap was written in the original Bitcoin source code, which continues to run the Bitcoin network today. But if the network is operated by mere code, can't this be changed? Yes, but only through consensus of the network participants, and that is why, of course, it's decentralized. Partially why it's decentralized. A change in Bitcoin supply schedule is something that could happen in theory, but almost will never in actual practice. First, gaining consensus is enormously hard to do because Bitcoin's network is so widely dispersed. This is not a large consortium to have swaying or voting power. More importantly, the network was designed with incentives to not change the supply cap. It would not be in the economic interest of the current network participants to raise or adjust the supply cap, as doing so would only serve to inflate the supply of Bitcoin and dilute the value of their holdings, or in the case of miners, their mining rewards. So that's that. Now, with that being said, we're not going to go through all of this because it doesn't seem to be smart, but we're going to have a quick look at this. Why we believe Bitcoin has the potential to be the primary monetary good. Investors may agree that Bitcoin possesses many of the qualities that make for good money, but who is to say? Monetary network effects are extremely powerful. Many investors are familiar with the power of network effects, where the value of a given network increases exponentially as the number of its growth. Monetary networks are no different, however. There are even more powerful networks because the incentive is to choose the right money is much stronger than any other choice of network, such as a social network, telephone network, etc. If investors are looking for a digital asset as a monetary good, one with the ability to act as a store of value, then they will naturally choose the one with the largest, most secure, most decentralized, and most liquid network. Bitcoin, as the first truly scarce digital asset ever invented, received a first mover advantage and has maintained the advantage over time. Note that while Bitcoin's dominance or its market capitalization as a percentage of the entire digital asset ecosystem has declined from 100% to approximately 50%, this is not due to shrinking in size, but rather the rest of the ecosystem growing. That being said, not going to read the entire thing because it is 26 pages long. We're page 7 right now. Not going to go through all of that, but of course this is a publicly viewable document, so you can find it on fidelitydigitalassets.com, and I'm sure you'll find it on the internet if you're looking hard enough. But with that being said, this is a Web3 channel covering everything happening in the Web3 space from crypto, NFT, and metaverse news. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next Web3 video.